You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. By Beltates, a full-service building materials store with 10 locations within New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Stop by any location or shop online at beltates.com. By North Cape Design Build, who for over 40 years have crafted beautiful custom homes in the Lake Sunapee area of New Hampshire. La Valley Building Supply, with 13 locations and celebrating over 60 years serving you with quality products and friendly service. By Bubba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Bubba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. Barton Insurance Agency, with quality and competitive solutions for auto, home, business, and life insurance. Village Pizza in Newport, coming into the 21st century with new point-of-sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs. And Innertown Record, your hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge, Sunapee, and Sunshine Town regions.
11 points separating Cougars from Hawks. It's a certainty now. Marinello with it, the skip over to Shapiro, the game of keep away, almost complete. Ed Tenney with his fist in the air to the Kearsarge section, and the celebration begins. For the first time since 2002, Kearsarge are state champions.
This was the scene last year at this time as the Lady Cougars nailed their championship. The question is tonight, can the boys duplicate that effort? Hello friends, I'm Drew Dumont and I'm joined tonight by Berkeley Stevens, who called that game last year. As a Cougar alum, do you think this edition of the boys team can pull it off?
Well, thank you, Drew. Blessed to be here at Keene State for another state championship with YCN, and delighted to have all of you here with us as well, tuning in from wherever you may be. This Kearsarge team is special. There is a reason they're here. They've been beating good teams with this core for 2 years now, and without a doubt, they have a chance. They're outsized, no doubt, but with Nate Camp, he's one of the most experienced coaches in New Hampshire basketball. He's been to the state championship 5 times in the last 11 years. There's very few in New Hampshire with a better track record and resume in high school hoops than Coach Camp. The Whipple brothers obviously need to get it done. Austin Needham's been a bit of a secret weapon. Of course they have a chance, but this Belmont team, they've got size, they've got skill. They're the #1 team. Drew, let's talk about the Red Raiders.
Yes, Coach Tony Martinez, the head coach, he's done an excellent job with Belmont, this being his 3rd season. He's coaching his son Keegan, who's a senior, Anakin Underhill as well, a senior. 2 kids who are 6.5 feet tall. That size is a lot to deal with. The Red Raiders are riding an 11-game win streak coming into tonight. They were 17-1 in the regular season, had a first-round bye, and won their first 2 games in order to get here of the tournament. So it should be a lot of fun. The Red Raiders are the favorite, but Kearsarge, you can never underestimate Nate Camp and company, and that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely not. And Noah Whipple and Eli Whipple had a big semifinal. If you remember, Kearsarge had 29 points in that first half. Noah, the older brother, with 9. Eli, the younger brother, a sophomore, dropped 20 in the first half. If they can shoot that way tonight, well, they can come home with a championship. There's no doubt right there, but it's going to come down to how they play inside in the paint, those gritty areas. That's where Belmont wins basketball games. It's how they've done it all season long and through summer ball. The Red Raiders have played 40 games throughout this year as a team. If you count summer ball, I mean, this is one of the teams that is just a well-oiled machine. You're going to see cuts, some high-motion offense from the Red Raiders. It's a lot of fun to watch. Kearsarge need to have the sharpshooters ready because Belmont is going to score a lot in this game, especially when it comes to in the paint.
no question about it. I think one of the strengths of this Red Raiders team, everybody obviously primarily talks about their size, but they're just not afraid. They're not as experienced as Coach Camp and Kearsarge, obviously, but throughout this tournament, they've jumped into situations with no fear. They trailed St. Thomas at halftime, and they battled their way back to win that game convincingly. That's going to go their way, the fact that they just battled situations. So thanks for tuning in, everybody.
NCTV programs are underwritten in part by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oil, Propane, and Motor Fuels, with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning and water conditioning. Their friendly, highly trained, and certified staff is available to assist you throughout the process. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Beltate's Building Product Specialist. Whether you're a first-time homeowner, making updates, or a seasoned building contractor, Beltate's knowledgeable and friendly team can assist you in finding the perfect products for your project. They have the services and materials to help any size endeavor. Beltate's will bring your ideas to life with their expertise. North Cape Design Build for building a custom home from the ground up, a stunning waterfront property overlooking Lake Sunapee or Pleasant Lake, or the fabulous remodel you've been planning for a decade. North Cape Design Build can help your dreams become a reality. High-end custom craftsmanship, discerning contractors, beautifully executed designs.
Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer in New London since 1997, and much further back as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Jen and Troy invite you to visit Village Pizza in Newport. They're coming into the 21st century with a new point-of-sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs. It's a community gathering place, whether it's after the game, a performance at the Opera House, or just a date night. Come in for quality food and for the kids, board games, books, and coloring. Village Pizza brings the good old days back into their modernized and fun restaurant. Follow them on Facebook, or better yet, visit them at 7 South Main Street in Newport. La Valley Building Supply, serving homeowners and contractors since 1962. Whether you're an experienced builder or simply a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find what you need at La Valley Building Supply. Barton Insurance Agency provides local access to all your business and personal insurance needs, from auto, home, life, to business liability and related needs. Experience the hometown difference of Barton Insurance Agency. Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor for great land fare, seafood sandwiches, and Bubba's award-winning seafood chowder. You won't be disappointed. They're having a lot of fun at Bubba's Bar and Grill. The Intertown Record, your weekly hometown newspaper covering the Kearsarge, Sunapee, and Sunshine region of New Hampshire. Online and in print, the Intertown Record. Main Street Bookends in Warner, an independent bookstore providing books, toys, games, cards, and gifts. With a gallery showcasing local arts and artists, Main Street Bookends in Warner. Thank all our underwriters for making your local programming possible on NCTV.
Welcome back, everybody, to the YCN Game of the Week. Today it's the championship here. Keene State College, Belmont is facing off against Kearsarge, the number 1 seed Red Raiders and the number 3 seed Cougars. Both teams with 19 wins. Belmont 19-1, Kearsarge 19-2. An exciting tournament. Super glad to be joined by Berkeley Stevens, who called a lot of YCN games last year. Great to have you back.
Thank you, Drew. Really good to be back. It was one of the best experiences I had as a broadcaster to call the girls team last year on their run through the state championship. And I know the boys team has been just as exciting. The win over Mascoma was electric, especially in that first half, just the performance they were able to put on. This Belmont team, I've seen a lot of tape. It's my first time seeing them in person, and I'm excited to watch them as well.
Likewise, it's my first time getting to watch Belmont in person. I was able to speak with Coach Martinez as well as Coach Camp over the winter and get a sense of their teams. I think we're going to kick it to the house in a minute for the starting lineups.
Kearsarge Regional High School. And the Red Raiders of Belmont High School. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Kearsarge, number 4, Austin Neal. For Belmont, number 3, Brady Thurber. For Kearsarge, number 15, Eli Whipple. For Belmont, number 10, Trayshawn Ray. For Kearsarge, number 21, Braden Kinsler. For Belmont, number 12, Brody Ennis. For Kearsarge, number 33, Noah Whipple. For Belmont, number 24, Anakin Underhill. For Kearsarge, number 34, AJ Tremblay. And for Belmont, number 55, Keegan Martinez. The Cougars are led by head coach Nathan King. He is assisted by Spencer Gronis, Kyle Doobie, and Greg Tedeschi. The Red Raiders are led by head coach Tony Martinez. He is assisted by Greg Deschenier, Scott Ennis, and Matt LeClaire. The officials for tonight's game are Jeff Bernard, Richard Hitchard, and Kenneth Miano. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
We are just moments away from tip-off. How exciting. Super glad to be back with you for the state championship. Berkeley Stevens joining me here today. Berkeley, can you give me your keys for the Cougars to start off this game really well and have a good chance?
Absolutely, Drew. The Whipple brothers need to be a factor. Noah didn't score too much in the semifinal game against Mascoma. I don't think they beat Belmont unless he drops at least 20. We know that Eli Whipple's going to pull through. He's had a pure jump shot all postseason, as well as Austin Needham. He's been just that secret weapon beyond the arc. They can go to him. He's usually the most open shooter for the Cougars. Also, Kearsarge, they've got to find a way to get Belmont's bigs in foul trouble. If you can get Keegan Martinez, who's listed as 6'5", he towers over most of the people on this court. If you can get him 3 fouls by halftime, Belmont is going to be forced to play completely differently. So if they can be able to do that, be aggressive in the paint, maybe get Martinez in some trouble, that's a key to victory. As for the Red Raiders, Drew, What are their keys to get the state championship?
I think you highlighted a key point, which is they need to stay out of foul trouble. They need to attack the glass from the inside. I think AJ Tremblay, they're going to do the best they can with him to try Kearsarge to try and contain the Belmont bigs, Anakin Underhill and Keegan Martinez. But we'll see how this thing goes. We're underway. The Raiders win the tip, and they're going to start off their offense. Underhill, Martinez, you have to watch out for them on the inside. Rubber, the shot is up and banks it in. Trayshawn Ray.
Trayshawn Ray, everyone's been saying his name all week long. One thing about the college court, it's quite bigger than a high school court. Trayshawn just hit that 3 feet behind the college three-point line.
Quite an impressive shot if you ask me, Berkeley. Needham trying to work his way in here. It's up and good.
That's exactly what I was talking about pregame. They have to drive the paint even though they're completely outsized. That's how they're going to get Belmont into foul trouble. It didn't happen there, but a good basket by Needham to find the first pair.
Underhill with it now. Back to Ray. Belmont not going to rush anything here, just looking over their options. Ray pushes it outside for three. Does not go that time, and it's rebounded by the Cougars. They bring it down the court. Tremblay and Whipple. Whipple driving, not able to get through there. The size of Belmont overwhelming.
That's no Whipple trying to make that aggressive play. He was just crashing into bodies, looking for that foul. Coach Camp knows that's a key to victory. It's not just up here in the booth saying that.
Martinez in the paint. We have the game's first foul. It appears it goes against Eli Whipple of the Cougars. The Raiders inbounded here. Looking in the corner now. Over to Ray. Watched him play in that Guilford game earlier this season. Turned a lot of heads that game. Just put up a lot of points and really gave Belmont the advantage. Kearsarge defeated that Guilford team in double overtime earlier in the quarterfinal. Shot is up and good off the glass for Martinez.
That was a creative drive right there by Ray to open up that space for Martinez inside near the block.
Eli now trying to work on something. Miscommunication there on that pass. It's going to be a turnover. Looked like he was looking for Austin Needham. It's going to be a great matchup between Ray and Whipple. Belmont with a lot of support here. This is the first time that they've made a championship in a long time. They've never won one. Martinez rebounded by Tremblay, and here come the Cougars.
What defense right there by Tremblay.
Rebounded by Martinez. Taking it back the other way with another opportunity. They lead by 3. Just 3 minutes into this one. Outside, Ray drives. Stolen away by Whipple. Here come the Cougars trying to find Needham. Rushing it up the court quickly, doesn't have it. Now wide open for Needham. He takes the shot and buries it. Tying this game up at 5.
Needham's three-point game all playoffs long has been so good. He actually leads this team in the postseason in points coming into this game with 49.
Let's see if Belmont can answer back. First quarter always big for momentum to carry forward. Rebounded by Martinez. He's pushing it up. No good. Another rebound here. Let's see what the call is. Looks like they're going to inbound it. Say foul. Kinzer of the Cougars with the foul. Something interesting about the fourth quarter, you cannot win a game in the first quarter, but you can lose one in the first quarter.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Belmont looking for their options here. They are calm under pressure. They faced a very challenging situation down in the second half against St. Thomas. The defending champs battled back in order to advance and get to this game.
This is impressive defense we're seeing right now from Kearsarge. Trayshawn Ray is frustrated. He's trying to calm his team down and get them to run the offense. Right now, nothing's open, and here comes Eli.
Stolen away, goes up with it. He is fouled, and it looks like 2 foul shots coming up for Eli Whipple.
Underhill with a tough contest right there, but Whipple with a nice rotation on his arm, able to draw out the shooting foul. He's one of the best in Division III when it comes to free throws, too.
No question about it. He stepped up big in that situation in the quarterfinal game against Guilford when his older brother Noah got hurt. He did exactly what they needed him to do. He hit a giant three-pointer with about 40 seconds remaining in regulation.
There it is. And Noah's been such a good teacher to Eli as well. They almost have the identical free throw routine. It's so focused the second they receive the basketball from the official. Just 2 dribbles, eyes locked on the rim, and they fire.
Ray takes a tumble there. Let's see if there's a foul. Doesn't appear to be.
There is one here on Kearsarge. It's going to come against Kinzer again. The Cougar side of the fan section not happy with that one. They've kind of struggled actually getting a lot of fouls called on Belmont despite driving pretty physically, and right there it seemed like Trayshawn may have just tripped over his own momentum.
Ray being guarded by Eli. The Cougars making it tough for Belmont. They have the bigs, but they're making it challenging for them to penetrate, and it's rebounded by Needham.
That's what's so weird about this college court for a lot of these guys. 2 days to adjust, and again, that's a three-pointer, 3 feet beyond the college line. Very little chance.
Blocked away by Underhill.
Underhill with some post-block eye contact too. Wants the shooter to feel that one.
Out of bounds. The Cougars will retain possession here. A lot of hustle, a lot of effort. Love to see it. Substitution made here. Belmont wanting to get some fresh legs out there. Driving, Whipple. Smart basketball. The patience there.
Just tough on that last one for Davin Bowl to square up.
Unable to get that to go for Needham that time, but that's going to be a foul against the Red Raiders.
Called after the shot. This one's just on the floor. No free throws here.
Must say, this has gone well for Kearsarge. Worst thing that could have happened is you could have had Underhill and Martinez quickly attacking the glass and racking up points, but they've been able to slow the game down a little bit with some strong defense and not forcing anything too much on offense. This is exactly the type of game Nate Camp wants to play.
The defense has just been incredible for the Cougars so far. Somehow they're matching up with the size and speed of this Belmont team.
Here's Whipple. Working it inside, up, and no good. Rebounded by Martinez. Driving down the court, he finds Underhill. Over to Ray now. Ray working his way inside, up, and good. We're all knotted up once again here. It is 7-7. Shot is up. Rebounded by Martinez. Belmont making good on the boards this time. And Ray takes it the length of the court and is able to cash in on the other end.
It was just a matter of time for this, Drew. Trayshawn Ray has been frustrated with how the offense's set plays haven't been working. He's going to start using his speed and creativity to generate these baskets.
Whipple using his blazing speed. Foul, trip to the foul line coming up here. Is able to find Boyle.
Looks like Brody Ennis here with the foul.
You have to love the unselfishness of a player like Noah Whipple. He made a lot of moves to put his teammate in scoring position, but did not take the shot for himself. And now at the foul line, he makes good on the first with an opportunity for another. That is Boyle. And the second one drops as well.
And with the kind of season Noah Whipple had last year, averaging over 23 points per game, everyone in Division III around the state knew that he was the guy for the Cougars. He's been so unselfish on the offense this season, really starting to just use his little brother as an offensive threat.
And Belmont responds on the other end.
Thurber with a nice three right there from the corner. Space opened up, he pulled the trigger, no hesitation, now is instinctual.
Rebounded. Pushing it down the court, they have Ray. And he's showing off the skill set.
Offensive foul here, that's going against Ray. What defense there.
I was curious to see.
No, defensive.
Okay. So,
Coach Camp can't believe it.
And one at the other end.
I mean, we just saw A.J. Tremblay go down hard on a layup. And it seems like Belmont are just getting all of the calls right now.
Rebounded. So here come the Cougars. An opportunity to come up with a response. And a little bit of a deficit here. But certainly nothing that they can't handle.
Still just a two-possession game.
Whipple.
No foul there, and Whipple just caught an elbow to the chin. That is crazy.
Belmont putting a lot of pressure on. Eli weaving it through to Boyle, and good for the Cougars. 30 seconds remaining in our opening quarter. Belmont with the advantage.
They're going to wind down the clock here. They want the last shot, maybe. No.
Ray unable to get that to go.
Eli Whipple just tipped that one over the sideline. That's a frustrating one. Could have been a defensive rebound, and Kearsarge could have had the final shot in the half.
Trying to work it through the middle. Martinez now takes the long shot and sinks that one. Let's see if the Cougars can get another bucket before the quarter expires. Shot is up. That's short. You're watching YCN's championship game. Thanks for tuning in.
This YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. Much more than a home heating provider. By Beltates, a full-service building materials store with 10 locations within New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Stop by any location or shop online at beltates.com. By North Cape Design Build, who for over 40 years have crafted beautiful custom homes in the Lake Sunapee area of New Hampshire. La Valley Building Supply, with 13 locations and celebrating over 60 years serving you with quality products and friendly service. By Bubba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Bubba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. Barton Insurance Agency, with quality and competitive solutions for auto, home, business, and life insurance.
Village Pizza in Newport, coming into the 21st century with new point-of-sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs.
And Innertown Record, your hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge, Sunapee, and Sunshine Town regions.
Welcome back, everyone. Super glad to have you with us for our YCN coverage of the Division III Boys Basketball Championship. It is Kearsarge up against Belmont. Belmont with the advantage, 17-11 currently. Cougars have possession of the ball. This is Eli Whipple taking the three, unable to go. Rebounded by the Red Raiders. Trayshawn Ray pushing it up the court. Over to the corner, shot is up. No good that time. Rebound by Underhill, and they cash in off the rebound.
And that's just the size of Belmont. They're going to out-second chance you.
Whipple brings it up the court, finds Boyle, and they come up with a response here.
Noah Whipple has used Boyle a couple of times recently. That's how the offense is starting to click. Like I said, the Cougars are going to get out second chance, but with nice passes like that, they can make good on the first one.
Rebound here goes in favor of the Cougars. A lot of aggression here from Martinez, not going to make it easy. Now Belmont backs off for the meantime. Whipple working his way through defenders on the other end of the court.
Oh yeah.
And they cash in.
Oh yeah,
Big
Noah.
bucket.
That's what we need. We've seen it from Trayshawn Ray. We know Noah Whipple has that in his bag, and he's starting to just let it fly and go on those sprints like we saw a year ago.
Underhill, Martinez. Rebounded by the Cougars. Here comes Needham. Kearsarge maybe wanting to slow the game down a little bit. They're not afraid to do that.
Hard work in basket, offensive rebound. Noah went down hard right there. He was thrashed to the ground. Cougars will keep it.
Kearsarge with the opportunity to throw it in. Curious to see what they run. Noah Whipple throwing it in. Maybe they'll run something to try and get the ball back in his hands. Eli. Here's Noah with the shot. Ray trying to get it. Belmont dives on it. The Red Raiders come up the court. Underhill, and a big bucket there.
They're hitting the big shots right now, Drew. That's how you win a state championship. The Kearsarge are playing some frustrating basketball. They feel like they're not getting the calls. Even the fan section, there's a lot of frustrations for anyone wearing blue around the building.
22-15, the score in favor of Belmont. Have to commend them for what they've done defensively. Layup opportunity, no good, and Belmont and one. An opportunity to all of a sudden make it a 10-point game.
We're going to call that a shooting foul, but what just happened on the other end with Noah wasn't. Right now, Coach Camp is in the ear of our official, Richard Ditchard, and they just cannot believe the calls they aren't getting. It's not that the ones Belmont are getting shouldn't be fouls, they should be, but it's happening on the other end of the court, and we're not seeing it reflected.
Boyle to the bench for the meantime. Martinez, the opportunity to extend the lead to double digits. No good. Rebound, though, in favor of the Red Raiders. Cougars with a lot of defensive pressure there.
Smart play here by the Red Raiders to slow it down.
Ray. Working it around now. In the paint. Layup. No good, but foul coming up. That's going to go against the Cougars. Brody Ennis to go to the line and shoot two. He's a 6'3" sophomore. Often when we talk about the size of Belmont, we talk about Underhill and Martinez, but 6'3", still very tall and the third tallest player on their team.
This Belmont team's been towering over everyone in Division III. Best offensive rebounding team, maybe in the state, not just D3. Anakin Underhill, Keegan Martinez, very special players. I expect to see both of them have careers in college. I know Underhill plays a lot of sports, but if he decides to go with basketball, I bet he can play at that level too.
From what I've heard, he's leaning towards doing baseball. He's going to try and play baseball. I'm not sure where he's planning on going to school off the top of my head, but I know he was planning pursuing baseball, so this is likely to be his last basketball game. And he snatches the rebound there. Belmont taking it up the other end of the floor.
That last one was one the Cougars needed. A very nice cut by Tremblay, a wide open look for a layup.
Rebounded by Noah Whipple.
Noah wants this. He's going up hard for every rebound that comes his way.
It's the deck there. Let's see, that's gonna go, that goes against Belmont. Wyatt Carroll with the foul. Whipple to throw it in.
Carroll with nice fundamentals there, just a fraction of a second too slow in setting those feet. This is a foul. I think it's going to go against Martinez. It is. Called for the push on A.J. Tremblay.
Kearsarge trying to climb back in this one, capture some momentum prior to halftime. Needham in the corner, takes the shot. A little bit too much mustard on that one. Rebound goes the way of the Red Raiders. Goes in favor of Kearsarge there. Ray trying to get something going to no avail. Timeout called for by Coach Camp. 4:01 to go. Currently 25-15 with Belmont in the driver's seat. North Cape Design Build was founded with the intention of providing the Lake Sunapee region with a world-class design build partner committed to enhancing the local community that supports them. Bubba's Bar and Grill has a full menu of amazing seafood, Landfair award-winning seafood chowder, hearty sandwiches, and a diverse pizza menu. They're still having a lot of fun at Bubba's. HR Clough Kearsarge Heating has full service offerings of all types of energy systems as well as air conditioning, water conditioning, their Muddy Paws pet wash, and auto bath car wash. And check out their player of the game announcement at the end of today's telecast. Check out Echo Communications for all your printing and mailing needs. They are the home of the Kearsarge Shopper, where the latest YCN schedule can be found every week on page 3. This will be our final broadcast of the season. Super glad to be here with you, Berkeley. A lot of fun so far. Belmont in the driver's seat, but we'll see if Kearsarge can counter that and capture some momentum headed into the break.
Yeah, Drew, right now the number 1 seeded Belmont Red Raiders are just doing their thing, leading by 10 with 4:01 to play in the first half. Leading the charge, sophomore Trayshawn Ray, he's got 9 points. That's the game high. As for the Cougars, Austin Needham, he's got 5 points. That's their team high. They tried to open up on a 3 on their last play. Let's see if they continue to try and get 4 activated here.
Noah Whipple takes it up the court, finds brother Eli. Eli goes up with it, and that one falls for him. Chipping away here.
That was a nice little floater by Eli Whipple. He was driving. Maybe the Cougars are still trying to find those fouls in the paint, but Belmont seemed to have backed off.
Curious to see what Coach Martinez and the Red Raiders decide to do here, if they're going to be more aggressive and try and run up the score, or if they're going to, take their shots where they're open but not force stuff too much and try and carry the lead into the break. Tremblay has got the ball in his hands here. Tough matchup being guarded by Martinez. Over to Needham. Back to Tremblay. Kearsarge trying to work it in. That's going to be a foul.
That one's going against Eli,
Yep.
Offensive.
Brody Ennis to throw it in. No pressure showing here. Ray takes it up the court. He's got Whipple there, trying to guard him. Ennis over to the corner now. Back to Ennis. Belmont slowing things down a little bit here. Martinez working it to Underhill. Ray outside, shot is up, and it falls for Ennis. 3-pointer.
I've seen tape from the Red Raiders, and I knew Brody Ennis could shoot, but seeing it in person, that jump shot is fast, it is pure, and he's been having a great game from beyond the arc. That's his second 3-pointer already.
Whipple. Eli weaves it through, blocked by Martinez. Cougars get the rebound. Hard-nosed defense on both ends of the floor. Whipple. Ray and Ennis there. Group effort trying to guard him.
This is excellent on the perimeter for Belmont.
They're going to let Tremblay shoot that. Martinez pushes up court. He's got Ray. Ray taking it to the basket. And more points for the Red Raiders. Starting to jump ahead here. Timeout going to be taken.
That last layup by Ray, too. Great fundamentals to just fend off the defender with good body positioning. Able to open up a lot of space for that right hand. That's his strong side. If he can do that, get a half step on those defenders, man, Trayshawn Ray is going to drop 30 this game. He's already been on a tear. He's so creative offensively.
Belmont currently leading the contest over Kearsarge 30-17. 1:28 remaining until halftime. Tune in on the first Thursday and Friday of the month for Cougar Chronicle at noon and 7 p.m. to hear the latest happenings in the Kearsarge School District. Next week we'll hear from Hara educators, the culinary program at the high school, the old school, new school, and learn how citizens impact the budget. This game coverage is being brought to you in part by La Valley Building Supply with 13 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. Check out their kitchens and take a look at all their products at lavalleys.com. Whipple to carry it up. This is Noah, should clarify with the two brothers on the team. Needham. Making it hard to attack the inside here. And Belmont's gonna regain possession here.
Kearsarge really is a team this year where they've been pass first. You don't really see the basketball touch the ground too much. Not a lot of them start the handle except for maybe Noah Whipple when he's trying to facilitate a play, but it's going to take quicker passing than that to break this Belmont defense.
I would agree. Noah's the one who really dribbles the most on the team. Eli picking that up a little bit as he gets more comfortable, but overall, you're right, they're a pass-heavy team as Tremblay grabs the rebound there. Under a minute to go. Clock showing 41 seconds.
Noah's got to build up speed on this one and kick it to Needham. They want to find Needham for another three. He's just been so hard to get to.
Going inside, Whipple lays it in. Coach Camp very happy about that play and the way it was executed.
The other way around, Needham to Noah Whipple. Those two were locked eyes when Noah was bringing the ball down to start that possession. You could tell they were going to link up.
Ray working his way through, goes up with it, doesn't go. Maybe he was looking for Underhill to have a rebound in that situation. Kearsarge has got it. Whipple goes up with it, and that's the end of the opening half. Currently the score is 30-19 in favor of Belmont. You're watching the YCN coverage of the championship. Please stay with us.
NCTV programs are underwritten in part by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oil, Propane, and Motor Fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning and water conditioning. Their friendly, highly trained, and certified staff is available to assist you throughout the process. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Beltate's Building Product Specialist. Whether you're a first-time homeowner, making updates, or a seasoned building contractor, Beltate's knowledgeable and friendly team can assist you in finding the perfect products for your project. They have the services and materials to help any size endeavor. Beltate's will bring your ideas to life with their expertise. North Cape Design Build for building a custom home from the ground up, a stunning waterfront property overlooking Lake Sunapee or Pleasant Lake, or the fabulous remodel you've been planning for a decade. North Cape Design Build can help your dreams become a reality. High-end custom craftsmanship, discerning contractors, beautifully executed designs. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer in New London since 1997, and much further back as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Jen and Troy invite you to visit Village Pizza in Newport. They're coming into the 21st century with a new point-of-sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs. It's a community gathering place, whether it's after the game, a performance at the Opera House, or just a date night. Come in for quality food and for the kids, board games, books, and coloring. Village Pizza brings the good old days back into their modernized and fun restaurant. Follow them on Facebook, or better yet, visit them at 7 South Main Street in Newport. LaValle Building Supply, serving homeowners and contractors since 1962. Whether you're an experienced builder or simply a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find what you need at LaValle Building Supply. Barton Insurance Agency provides local access to all your business and personal insurance needs, from auto, home, life, to business liability and related needs. Experience the hometown difference of Barton Insurance Agency. Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor for great land fare, seafood sandwiches, and Bubba's award-winning seafood chowder. You won't be disappointed. They're having a lot of fun at Bubba's Bar and Grill. The Intertown Record, your weekly hometown newspaper covering the Kearsarge, Sunapee, and Sunshine region of New Hampshire. Online and in print, the Intertown Record. Main Street Bookends in Warner, an independent bookstore providing books, toys, games, cards, and gifts. With a gallery showcasing local arts and artists, Main Street Bookends in Warner. Thank all our underwriters for making your local programming possible on NCTV.
Welcome back. YCN's coverage of the championship continues. Currently, the Belmont Red Raiders lead at 30-19 over the Kearsarge Cougars. Belmont really utilizing their size down the stretch. Anakin Underhill, Keegan Martinez, tough to defend against. Eli Whipple on the other end, as well as his brother Noah trying to make things happen. Berkeley, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, so far it's been just the size of Belmont playing so effectively against this Cougar defense. Kearsarge matched it up really well against it, but it's just a numbers game. Belmont can come at you so many different ways. They have so many threats. Even their smallest guy on the court, Trayshawn Ray, he's been having a game. 2 3-pointers already for him. He's got the game high of 11 points. So their offense, it's pretty fundamental. It's high cuts, high motion plays near the free throw line. It opens up a lot of very consistent looks down low. Kearsarge has been struggling against it. Belmont's been pouring it in. And when they've kicked it out, they've hit the big three-pointer. So Belmont, it's clicking on all cylinders right now. And Kearsarge, their game plan's working. They feel like they're not getting as many fouls called as they might like. But I think they're playing the style of basketball they want. And this feels like a game that can still turn around. Trailing by 11 at halftime, not that crazy. Kearsarge did get outscored in that second quarter, 13-8. 17-11 in the first quarter, but I do think their defense is starting to play a little bit better, up to the tempo of Belmont, and their offense is starting to find ways to create space down low. But I'm interested in your thoughts, especially when it comes to the Kearsarge offense. Is there anything that you've seen out on the court that they need to do that could maybe improve their game?
One of the things that is really great about Coach Camp is he's very, very strong with halftime adjustments. He can change the game and manipulate it to the way that he wants. If he wants to speed the game up, he can do that. If he wants to slow it down. I think right now what's going on in their locker room is he's like, hey, guys, we're not out of this right now. They just need a strong stretch, and all of a sudden things can turn around. It's very plausible that you could have Kearsarge begin the second half on a 7-0 run or, 9-2, something of that nature over the first 2 minutes or so, and all of a sudden you blink and Kearsarge is right back in this thing. That's sometimes the way it goes. It's just surviving different stretches of the game. If Kearsarge is able to do that and really bounce back, get the momentum, get Tony Martinez to burn a timeout, can Belmont respond? It's just a flow of back and forth, and who can sustain that throughout the end of the game in these last 16 minutes is going to determine in the end who's going to be hanging up a new banner.
I think one thing, too, that's been tough for Kearsarge is just the adjustment to the college court. From the semifinal to the final, you get 2 days to practice on a college court, and Kearsarge obviously not going to practice here at Keene State. They probably practiced at Hogan, at Colby Sawyer to try to adjust to the space out there, but here at Keene State, the three-point arc, it's really hard to tell where that high school line is, and on defense, that's where you set up. So these defenses just instinctually are being more aggressive. They're in your face more by 2 feet on every possession. Kearsarge has been a perimeter team this season, and there's been a lot less space to work with, even though we're on a bigger court. I'd like to see Kearsarge start to cut down low and continue to attack inside like they've been doing, because the three-pointer, we're seeing them let it fly from beyond the college line, and if you're 2 feet beyond the high school line, that's no big deal, but if the only open space you have to shoot from beyond the arc is from a foot or 2 feet beyond the college line, that's a problem for these high school players. They're not going to consistently hit that. That's not the shot they take in practice, so to take it in a state championship, it's a really hard sell for me. So just continue to just attack the paint if you're Kearsarge. Hopefully you start to get those fouls called where you feel like you deserve them, but Belmont right now, I don't think they need to change a thing. Everything's clicking for them.
That's great analysis, Berkeley. I think the point you made about the college floor, that's something that high school players have to adjust to in the situation for every state championship. So it's an interesting, unique thing about the state championship. When you have a giant crowd like this, there's always little things can sometimes throw players off their games. It's who's going to be able to lock in, be dialed in, and focus when they need to the most.
And another thing with that college floor too, just the extra space, that can play to size or it can play to speed. When I look at speed with both these teams, it's very equal, but size, you can see it on the camera, we're 100 feet beyond the court. It's clear that Belmont, the Red Raiders, just tower over the Cougars, everyone except for Trayshawn Ray, who's their fastest player. So Belmont can really shut you down on a bigger floor like this. They just take up more space without even trying. They're just born that way, which if you're the Cougars, it's a little bit of David versus Goliath, not just because you're the lower seed, but also you're smaller. I think they got to rely on guys like Eli Whipple, who have been the little brother their whole lives. They know how to play that kind of basketball. Eli's been playing against Noah Whipple in the driveway for years. I'm sure he's picked up a secret or two on how to beat someone who's just bigger, faster, maybe a little bit stronger than you. So even though he's only a sophomore, 15 years old, maybe it's time for the Cougars to look toward Eli Whipple as their leader for this half. It was a lot of Noah, a lot of Austin Needham in half number one. Eli was kept relatively quiet with 4 points, but I wonder if he's got some pointers for his team. What he sees out on the floor could be different than what Coach Camp might be seeing on the sideline.
Great analysis, Berkeley. Something that I noted is with the college floor, it spreads people out a little bit. Kearsarge was playing spread out earlier in the game, which forced Belmont's defenders to open up. And with that open lane, Eli Whipple used his speed to get some points there in the paint and draw some fouls. If they can try and manage to do that a little bit more in the second half, that's going to benefit them. I think right now, Kearsarge, they cannot be upset. They cannot be sad, and they won't be because they have Coach Camp. He's very positive, and he tells them, hey, we're in this thing, guys. We can still do this. It's just all about momentum. If they can open the half with momentum, they'll be right back in this thing.
Absolutely. One of the big things for Coach Camp is never look ahead, never look behind.
We'll have the third quarter of action after this message from LaValle Building Supply. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week.
Thinking about a new kitchen? LaValle Building Supply believes the secret is by working with our top designers who will take the time to understand your needs. We recognize the importance of price as well as quality. LaValle represents two of the largest manufacturers in the industry, Craft Made and Medallion. And if you're looking for something more out of the ordinary, check out our custom-made cabinetry from Plain and Fancy. LaValle Building Supply has the very best for you. Call or visit any of the LaValle stores for all your building needs.
You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. We're here to cover the championship game for Division III boys basketball. It is the Kearsarge Cougars currently trailing the Belmont Red Raiders by a score of 30-19. Thank you so much for tuning in from wherever you may be listening. This is Drew Dumont alongside Berkeley Stevens. It's been an interesting game thus far. Belmont, the higher seed, they've only got one loss on the year. They have a lot of size. They're currently in control of this game. However, Kearsarge has grit. They know how to battle back when they're in these types of situations. Coach Camp, plenty of experience. So we'll see what happens. If they can start off this second half with a good run, capture some momentum, they'll be right back into this game.
Well, Drew, just before tip-off here, I wonder what the final words from Coach Camp are to his team before this one. I bet it's not even strategy related. I bet it's more spirit related, trying to pump these guys up and make it so they believe in themselves, that they can go toe-to-toe with this number one seeded, bigger, stronger Belmont team. An 11-point comeback isn't going to be easy in one half, but I do believe the Cougars still have it in the bag.
Belmont's gonna have the first possession of the second half. Passing it around, here is Ray. Ennis on the outside, not gonna force anything here. Belmont keeping the game very calm, moving slowly. Let's see if they just make Kearsarge come out and start attacking. Coach Camp's calling for the Cougars to be a little bit more aggressive, speed the game up a little bit. Ray's shot is good. Belmont with a bucket.
Nice step-in jump shot there from Trayshawn Ray. That's what he does best.
Whipple trying to come up with a response. Needham goes up with the floater, does not fall. Underhill snatches up the rebound. If they can win this quarter, Belmont's certainly going to have a really strong hold on this game. Passing it to the corner. Now trying to work in, stolen away by the Cougars. Here comes Whipple. Great student section there behind supporting. Whipple is fouled. Will make a trip to the line. He's got two shots coming up here.
That one's going to go against Brody Ennis. Good play there by Noah Whipple. Didn't seem like he had a pass option. Of course, there's no shot clock here in high school hoops, but Whipple already up in the air had to just fire that one off in hopes of the foul because he knew it wasn't a basket he was likely to make.
No good on the first. He'll get another crack at it here. And converts that time. Trayshawn Ray, he's been a big part of Belmont's game so far. Stolen away. Tremblay. Eli Whipple, spin move. Does not go. Rebound in favor of the Red Raiders. Game speeding up. Tremblay takes it down the court. Working around Martinez. And one. Huge bucket for the Cougars.
That's what they need. Not just the points, but they need this energy. That student section's been on their feet the entire half, trying to inject life into this Kearsarge team in hopes that they don't come out flat in the half, and so far they haven't. Trayshawn Ray, I think he's trying to do too much right now. A couple of turnovers on back-to-back possessions, and Kearsarge finally starting to get those calls. That's back-to-back offensive possessions where they've drawn out a foul.
Tremblay at the line here. Rebounded, goes up with it, and even better for Kearsarge. They get 2 points out of it instead of just one. So Bragan Kinzer, all of a sudden it's an 8-point game.
Belmont want to slow this down, but the Cougars aren't letting them.
In the corner, Underhill trying to craft the response. Rebound goes in favor of the Cougars. Little momentum here on their side, trying to expand upon it.
That's a hard foul from Tremblay right there.
Very clear they were going to call that one.
Thurber with really good positioning to hold his ground on the baseline, preventing that kick out to Needham for a wide open three. He knew he had already hedged his bets that the ball was going to go over to the corner, and he wasn't in the right spot, so just trying to make himself as big as possible right now. Thurber's the smallest guy on the court for these Red Raiders, and that was an excellent job to use his reach.
Underhill weaves it into Martinez, and Belmont comes up with a response.
That's just big guy basketball right there. That looked like a college sequence.
Whipple. And he comes up with a response of his own. Eli Whipple. He's got 6 points in this one. Ray. Able to recover it through traffic. Belmont slowing things down a little bit now. 8-point advantage for them. Not making it easy here is Kearsarge on their big guys to get into the paint. Martinez and Underhill forced outside. Whipple finds Tremblay. That's going to be a travel against Tremblay. So the Red Raiders retake possession.
Still an 8-point game here. The Cougars have come out to start this half a little bit better than the Red Raiders.
Ray weaving it through the paint, finds Underhill. Underhill goes up with the shot. Rebound in favor of the Cougars. Kearsarge has a chance here to continue to chip away.
Kearsarge is working so hard to attack the glass. Offensive rebounds are one thing, but these defensive rebounds, that's where everyone thinks Belmont's going to win this game.
Blocked away by Martinez. Kearsarge, the retained possession here. Tremblay to take a breather. Liam Miller in for him.
It's fun to see Belmont play this man defense because then you get Keegan Martinez, 6'5". He becomes a perimeter defender in a flash, and he's going to be laying down that block over a 5'8" shooter every day of the week.
Shot is up for a college three, does not go. Miller trying to find something there. Ray. Not afraid to fake it here. Back to Ray.
Cougars really pressing up high on this defense when the ball comes to the top of the key.
Travel goes against Martinez. Kearsarge wins back possession.
This is just exactly how you want to play when a team is trying to slow down the game in front of you. They're trying to move it around the outside, and the Cougars are already just taking that extra step to just make even less space for the Red Raiders to use. We're seeing them struggle to get the ball inside the arc, and all of those opportunities outside the arc, they're contested.
Whipple cuts the lead down to 6. Noah's got 7.
That was a great play by him. We've seen him attack with his momentum going toward the basket when he tries to score in the paint. That time he was keeping his back turned to the defender, protecting the ball. Possession is so important, and no one knows that.
Timeout called for. Village Pizza in Newport is coming into the 21st century with a new point of sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs. Follow them on Facebook to keep up. Today's coverage is being underwritten in part by Beltates, a full-service building materials store with 10 locations within New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Stop by any location or shop online at beltates.com. Barton Insurance Agency supports you and your community. Ben says one size fits all just doesn't apply to insurance, which is why every client gets their individual attention. Our next YCN live game will be Kearsarge Lacrosse. Watch for our schedule every week on page 3 of the Kearsarge Shopper or on our website, ycnnow.com, under schedules. Belmont with possession. Let's see if they can remain calm under pressure. From the outside, does not go. Martinez on the boards. Put back. And they convert this time. Looked to me like that was Michael. I know that was that Underhill?
I think it was Underhill with that
Underhill.
third chance
Okay.
try.
Sorry, tough angle for me. It's the deck, so Kearsarge with a chance here.
The Cougars' aggression has really paid off here in the second half early on. They're getting those foul calls. It was so frustrating to watch that first half because there was heavy contact on both sides of the court nonstop, but we were only seeing calls to one side. Now the Cougars, a great free throw shooting team, they're finally getting their chance here.
Whipple nails that one. Makes good on both of them.
Nothing but the laces on those free throws. Locked in. 2-possession game here, Drew.
Underhill trying to attack the inside. No, goes to Martinez. Martinez weaves his way in and does it himself.
Kept the ball high. The biggest guy on the court right there, using his height. That's excellent stuff from Martinez. Double teamed on that last sequence as well.
Eli Whipple.
There's another one.
Yep.
They're trying to keep the ball out of Noah Whipple's hands, and it is hurting them right now, the Red Raiders.
Key points that you pointed out during pregame was foul trouble. If Belmont gets in foul trouble, Kearsarge will have a chance down the stretch here.
Right now they haven't gotten anyone crucial for the Red Raiders in foul trouble. Martinez, I think, only has one, same with Underhill, so a pretty clean slate for them, but the Cougars at least, they're starting to get close to that bonus, and that's when we can really see the scoring come into fruition. Drew, I love that this student section over there in blue across the court, they have not sat down once here in the second half. Right when the Cougars return to the hardwood, they've been up.
The type of enthusiasm you love to see from the student body. Now Eli's turn to shoot free throws. He makes the first. No good on the second. Grabbed by Underhill. Martinez. Eli showing pressure here against Trayshawn Ray. Martinez takes the shot. Let's see. Trip to the line coming up here. No, okay. So that's going to go against Needham. Ennis to throw it in from beyond the baseline.
Belmont have not had anything open in the paint really this half. They've been forced to shoot these threes and they're not hitting them like they were in quarter number one. We saw such great accuracy from the Red Raiders beyond the arc in that first quarter. If they could have kept that up, the championship was theirs, but they haven't stayed consistent in that regard.
Martinez attacks the inside, and it's back to a 9-point advantage.
They're starting to use Martinez a lot now. The perimeter's cooled off a bit. They're trying to work it to the biggest guy on the floor and get those consistent baskets.
Up in the air. Belmont with the size advantage, so they get the rebound. Martinez on the glass.
One thing I noticed on that last one, Eli Whipple had a ton of space from beyond the arc, but it seemed like he was in the lighter of the hardwood. He knew he was too far away and that line was deceiving him.
Foul here, that goes against the Cougars. Trip to the line granted here for Belmont.
It's Brody Ennis, he is a great shooter. Expect him to make both of these. Under a minute to go here in the quarter. Oh! I remember back in the high school days, it felt like you did so much as a student in the student section when an opponent missed a free throw, even if you're just hooing and hollering. When you see that miss, you're just like, yeah, that's all us over here. You just got to love the high school spirit. They come up again.
Rebounded
Make them.
by Kearsarge. Good point about the crowd. The crowd can play a role. 9-point advantage. Cut down to 7 here. Eli Whipple laying that one in.
What a finish by Eli Whipple, going up against 2 6-foot-plus seniors, the 15-year-old, with a star-bound layup.
Martinez, Underhill. Belmont, quick passes here, trying to get someone open.
Trying to get that final chance here.
They're going to milk the clock down, not allow Kearsarge another opportunity. Ray does not go, rebounded. I stay incorrected. Needham carries it up the court, hucks it down, and it's 40-33 heading into the third quarter of play. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week. Please stay with us for the final quarter.
This YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. Much more than a home heating provider. By Beltates, a full-service building materials store with 10 locations within New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Stop by any location or shop online at beltates.com. By North Cape Design Build, who for over 40 years have crafted beautiful custom homes in the Lake Sunapee area of New Hampshire. La Valley Building Supply, with 13 locations and celebrating over 60 years serving you with quality products and friendly service. By Bubba's Bar and Grill of Newberry Harbor, where Bubba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. Barton Insurance Agency, with quality and competitive solutions for auto, home, business, and life insurance.
Village Pizza in Newport, coming into the 21st century with new point-of-sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs.
And Innertown Record, your hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge, Sunapee, and Sunshine Town regions.
Welcome back to our coverage of the championship here for Division III boys basketball. Currently, the Belmont Red Raiders lead the Kearsarge Cougars by a score of 40-33 entering the fourth quarter. Joined by Berkeley Stevens. He did a lot of our YCN coverage last year. I've done most of it this year. Berkeley, glad to have you with me.
Drew, it's really great to be here. It's so fun to call these Kearsarge games again, and especially one that matters more than any other one in the season. I talked about the student section already. They're just so spirited and so into this game. Even through the intermission, nobody took a seat.
Standing the whole time.
Tough handle there for Tremblay. Nice recovery, though.
Yep, Tremblay here. Let's see what they look to do here. Coach Martinez motioning to the Red Raiders for what he wants them to do on defense.
Whipple trying to take it to Ray right now. That is just a bad angle, though. Good defense by Trayshawn.
Got to give him credit there. Not going to make it easy. Noah Whipple tries to steal it away. Eli's got it. Eli underneath the hoop, lays it in. And all of a sudden, it's only 5 points.
And listen to this place go. That roar gives you so much in a game like this. When you're trying to mount a comeback, those loud plays, those aren't just good for you. That can really get in the head of these Red Raiders.
Underhill, I think it was deflected there. Kearsarge on the boards. They get a chance to make it a one-score game here if they can convert on offense. Eli takes the shot. Rebound in favor of the Cougars. Work it inside. Doesn't fall that time. Rebound for Belmont.
Needham with a good read there, but
rushing down the court, takes it the full length and scores.
Trayshawn Ray getting back into this game after just 2 points in the third quarter. He wants to come out with a bang to start this one.
Whipple. He's guarded by Ennis. Tremblay goes up with it and cashes in.
Are you kidding me, AJ? The spin he put on that to just sink the bucket from that angle under the hoop. He had to throw that straight up off the glass with a ton of right to left spin to get that one to just end up in the laces.
Martinez and Kearsarge are roughs. They're going to win back possession here.
And when turnovers like a travel get that loud in a building, oh, is that frustrating for the Red Raiders.
Whipple carries it up the court. He's guarded by Ennis. Noah accelerating. Tremblay. See Austin Needham. Wonder if they'll try and get the ball back in the hands of Needham. No, Whipple takes it himself. Rebound by Martinez. Not getting the breaks there the last few possessions. In the paint, but Kearsarge. Let's see if they win it back.
This is against Trayshawn Ray. This is a key foul right now. Trayshawn, he knows the caliber of this game and the caliber of his play. He's trying to play faster than anyone on the court. That's just a hustle play where the ball took a funny hop and he comes up with a foul. Belmont takes a 30-second timeout here, Drew. Momentum is favored on the Cougars side really heavily, the most we've seen tonight.
5:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time for Coach Camp and company to work with. Kearsarge has a chance. They only trail by 5. North Cape Design Build was founded with the intention of providing the Lake Sunapee region with a world-class design build partner committing to enhancing the local community that supports them. Bubba's Bar and Grill has a full menu of amazing seafood, Landfair award-winning seafood chowder, hearty sandwiches, and a diverse pizza menu. They're still having a lot of fun at Bubba's. Okay, let's see. This is a big possession coming up here for the Cougars. If they can convert on offense, all of a sudden it's only a one-possession game.
What I've noticed too, especially at the start of this quarter, we're seeing a lot more players on Kearsarge start to dribble to try and open up space. It's not just Noah right now. Everyone is starting to go in motion with the ball to try and open up a look on the outside. That'll then open up a cut toward the basket. They're scoring in tight to the hoop right now because they're a lot more active on offense.
Trying to work through the defense here. Belmont not going to make it easy. Their size overwhelming, but Kearsarge using their quickness to their advantage. Eli, and it's a one-point game.
Are you kidding me? Little bro with a big bucket. It's a one-basket game.
Ray. He and the Red Raiders are looking for a response here on offense. Otherwise, Kearsarge with an opportunity to tie it up with a 3 on the other end.
This is just killing clock right now from Belmont. They don't know what offensive strategy to go with. There's not a lot open, and somehow the Cougars, they're out-rebounding Belmont right now in this quarter. It's incredible.
Martinez, let's see. He's standing on the outside. I'm surprised they're not pushing him in to go attack. Underhill there in the middle.
The Cougars don't want to foul. Right now, Belmont is happy to kill the clock. That's going to start to stress Kearsarge's players out. Less time on the clock, final game of the season. I mean, you see that clock tick down, and suddenly you've got nerves on your jump shot.
Underhill cashes in, patience, pays off. Belmont extends the lead here.
Very efficient basketball from Belmont there to slow it down. That's a great play call from Tony Martinez, and it opened up a nice mid-range look.
Whipple brothers standing out there, trying to find a way to claw back in this one. They trail by 5. 3:48 remaining here in this fourth quarter of play. Needham to Eli Whipple, and let's see, that foul goes against Kearsarge. Belmont's gonna get it back here. Offensive foul against Kearsarge. No, let's see.
They'll take it up from the baseline. It looks like maybe the officials talked together and overturned it.
Yes. Hey, on the floor, overturned, but Belmont is able to steal it away. They have the 5-point advantage. About 3.5 to go here. Underhill They're not going to force anything here, slowing the game down when you have the advantage in the state championship. Certainly a smart move to do.
And I've seen a lot of state championships now at the high school level, and one thing you always hear from the trailing team is, if we're going to play on a college-sized court, let's get the shot clock in action. You see this in almost every championship where a team is leading, even if it's narrowly and they could use a higher score for themselves, they are just so happy to just let the time tick away freely way outside the perimeter.
That's an excellent point about the shot clock here. High school courts are smaller, so you don't have that.
It's just if you're going to have to make one adjustment to the college game. The court size, people say a little extra room is not that big of a deal, but trust me, it's huge, especially when the three-point line is deceiving. We've seen a lot of these players on both teams thrown off by that line. And if they're going to have to make adjustments like that, well, let's do one better, put a shot clock out there, and make this game fun.
The Cougars are going to have possession back here to throw it in. 2:58 remaining in the fourth quarter of play. Currently a 5-point advantage, 44-39 for Belmont.
These fouls are huge too. I know they're coming on the Cougars' defensive end of the court, but it's going to help them on the other end. You start to get these bigs in trouble, and they're not going to be as aggressive on the defensive stops they opt to go for. They're going to let you get to the basket a little bit more free, possession after possession. It's how you whittle away. It's a 2-basket game still. The Cougars are clawing their way back into this one.
Eli Whipple goes to Noah. Bucket here would be big. On the inside, working it through. Trip to the line granted here for Austin Needham.
Such a great job by Austin Needham on that pivot foot to just use body positioning. He had 3 defenders on his back. He knew if he just went up at the right time, he was going to get the shooting foul call.
At halftime, we were asking the question, as Belmont led it by 11, if Kearsarge could come back and make it a game, and they certainly have to this point. Needham makes good on that first one. Trying to cut it down to a 1-possession game now. Despite the noise from the Belmont crowd, clear head here for Austin Needham. He makes the second one as well.
I think Kearsarge has a community, both parents, family, friends, students. They traveled better to this game. It's a much louder side of the gym if you're on the blue side than the red side right now.
3-point advantage here for Belmont. They have possession. Here comes Ray. Looks to Martinez. Wasn't ready. Underhill ready to scoop it up. Trip to the foul line granted for the Red Raiders.
Eli Whipple not happy about that one. The sophomore showing his emotions. His older brother coming in, putting a hand on his shoulder, saying, hey, right now the moment is far bigger than that foul. You got to level your head because you've got baskets to make.
Underhill here at the line. Converts on the first one. These foul shots in the end could be a big deal. It could be the difference between going home with a banner to put in your gym and going home empty-handed. Rebound by Martinez and cashes in, expanding the lead for Belmont. 6-point advantage, 47-41 here. Kearsarge, 2 minutes to work with. Eli in the paint, goes up with it, and that one falls.
I mean, what other sophomore can do that? Everyone talks about how they're blown away by Trayshawn Ray's talent. It is because he plays faster, but Eli Whipple, despite his speed, may be lacking a bit because his athleticism hasn't caught up to his size yet, still growing. His technique on a layup is incredible.
No question about that, showcasing that here. 4-point advantage for Belmont. They're going to try and slow the game. Let's see how aggressive the Cougars are with pressure. Rebound favors Belmont. Underhill grabs it, puts it back. Rebound, let's see, does not fall.
That's a massive stop for the Cougars. That's the biggest of the championship so far. Here they come, 70 seconds left.
Eli Whipple with possession, being guarded by Trayshawn Ray. Taking a deep breath, 1:03 showing on the clock. Coach Camp ready to get it going. Let's go, aggressive here, let's go score. Trying to weave it through, stolen away. Big play, foul goes against Kearsarge. And Belmont taking control here. They have a 4-point advantage with 54 seconds, and Kearsarge has just drawn a foul.
That's one of the smarter fouls in this game we've seen, though. Ray had An open layup. There's no chance he misses that. That's 2 points coming down the court. Noah Whipple knew that. Belmont's not in the bonus. The foul doesn't hurt them. Of course, Whipple's got one more, but with 54 seconds left, if he fouls out, it's got to happen really quickly with a couple. I don't think it's going to.
HR Clough Kearsarge Heating has full service offerings of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning, their Muddy Paws pet wash, and auto bath car wash. And check out their player of the game announcement at the end of today's telecast. Check out Echo Communications for all your printing and mailing needs. They are the home of the Kearsarge Shopper, where the latest YCN schedule can be found every week on page 3. Make sure to tune in on the first Thursday and Friday of the month for Cougar Chronicle at noon and 7 p.m. to hear the latest happenings in the Kearsarge School District. Next week, we'll hear from Para educators and culinary program at the high school, old school, new school, and learn how citizens impact the budget. So let's see what Kearsarge has drawn up. They're going to have to go to the intentional foul from here on out unless they can craft a steal. If they could get a steal, go down the court and get some quick points, that would be huge.
The roar coming in. Everyone is on their feet that's able to. 54 seconds to play. Biggest game of everyone's life. Drew, what's special about this matchup? It is a sophomore showcase. Eli Whipple, Trayshawn Ray, both just 10th graders. They both are tied with the game high, 15 points. This could be the state championship matchup. That's a backcourt violation that just wasn't called. Ennis received that on the Cougars' defensive side of the court and drifted over.
Underhill in the paint. No good that time. But another opportunity coming up.
He's back to the line here.
That's going to go against A.J. Tremblay.
Underhill 1 for 2 on his last trip to the line. The Cougars with an excellent job getting the rebound after his miss. Underhill misses the first, keeps us close. We haven't seen the Cougars take a three-pointer this half. I think if one of these free throws gets made, it has to be this one, obviously. It's time for the Cougars to start trying to go beyond the arc again.
Doesn't go that time either. Rebounded by Boyle. Stolen away by Ray. Let's see what the call is on the floor.
Seemed like he's just on the baseline when he took that one away. Just a toe on the baseline, and it's gonna come back.
Timeout called for by Kearsarge. Wow, in a situation like this, late in a basketball game, we often see a lot of timeouts. Tonight, no exception to that.
39.5 to go. It's got to be the most perfect basketball you've played all season.
This game coverage is being brought to you in part by LaValle Building Supply with 13 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. Check out their kitchens and take a look at all their products at lavalleys.com. Village Pizza in Newport is coming into the 21st century with a new point of sale system, digital menu, online ordering, DoorDash delivery, and big screen TVs. Follow them on Facebook to keep up. Today's coverage is being underwritten in part by Beltates, a full-service building materials store with 10 locations within New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Shop at any location or shop online at beltates.com.
The boys are back out on the court. 39.5 seconds to go in the state championship, Drew. What a finish we're in for. Kearsarge have mounted the comeback. Now they've got to find a way to dig deep and come through with 2, maybe 3 big baskets.
Noah Whipple to throw it in. And is showing pressure there on behalf of Belmont. Whipple finds Eli. Eli in the paint, goes up with it. Does not get the bounce there. Rebounded by Martinez. Intentional foul coming. That goes against Tremblay on Ray. Smart foul there. Had to call that.
Such an unfortunate roll on that last layup for Eli. I mean, we've seen him make that layup 3 times in this game, and that one, it was just hanging on the rim, almost in slow motion. The building was on edge as it just rolled over the edge and not through the laces.
Kearsarge showing some pressure here for obvious reasons. In the corner, let's see, managed to scoop it out. Ennis, intentional foul here from Kearsarge. Is that one against Tremblay again?
I think so, and that's actually going to put Belmont in the bonus, so they're shooting here. Coach Camp is a little upset at the officials on that last one. He thinks that foul should have been called on the previous play about 3 seconds earlier with Trayshawn Ray trapped in the corner. Everyone in the building knows the Cougars were trying to foul intentionally right there, and Trayshawn Ray in the corner was definitely taking a beating, and it wasn't called. That's valuable time off the clock.
Still 20 seconds to work with. Belmont leads at 47-43. No good on the first from Ennis. He'll have a chance for a second, but not before we take a timeout. That is Coach Camp calling it, wanting to discuss things. 20 seconds to work with. Say there's a miss here. Kearsarge could get the rebound, push it down the court, take a three, and all of a sudden back to a one-possession game. So we'll see what happens here down the stretch. Highly entertaining basketball for you here from Keene.
I'd still rather see him go for a two. It doesn't really make a difference if you're within one. The game's not going to be tied. Go for a high percentage chance here at the end and then try to get the turnover. This game's not going to come down to the next basket made. It's going to come down to if Kearsarge can get a turnover after that and come back down the court in a hurry.
It's a good point, Berkeley. They'll have to take what's open, I think, at the end of the floor. They can't waste too much time with only 20 seconds to work with here.
Still, though, 20 seconds to play. I don't know who Kearsarge is going to look toward to try and be the hero. The Whipple brothers and Austin Needham have been covered like glue in this corner. The Red Raiders have done an excellent job in that regard, but the Cougars, they're trying to dig deep and use that speed to just blow by the Red Raiders. It hasn't worked on the last few sequences, but I still think that's going to be how they try to attack the cup. These free throws right now, probably the biggest of Brody Ennis' life.
Ennis here at the line. He's got one coming up. He missed the first, and that's when timeout was called for.
This will force Kearsarge to shoot a three if he makes it.
Doesn't make it. Rebounded by Eli Whipple. 17 seconds, 16, time winding down. Eli. Noah to Eli. Eli's got it. 11 seconds. Eli goes up with it, does not go. Rebounded by Martinez. Belmont's got it. They push it down the floor. Playing keep away here. Intentional foul, 3.6 to go. Looks like the Red Raiders are going to come away with the win in the state championship here in this one. The crowd erupts. They're wicked excited. Coach Camp, got to give him a lot of respect. Respectable, winning or losing. Can just clap his hands.
Very well deserved from Belmont. I mean, this team's been working since the summer, 40 games together, the #1 seed, and for the first time in over 50 years, they're going to be state champions. For the first time in school history, this is their first appearance in the title game in 50 years. 55.
You're correct, 55. The last year was 1970. So first state championship in school history. Underhill. Puts it back, and at the buzzer, that's it. That is it. The Belmont Red Raiders win the 2025 Division III Boys Basketball State Championship. For our HR Clough, Kearsarge turning up the heat, player of the game. I'm going to go with Keegan Martinez. Tough call between him and Trayshawn Ray, but I'm going to go with him. So thank you, everyone who helped support our coverage this year. We appreciate it very much. Drew Dumont signing off.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and we are again hosted at the Tracy Memorial Library here on Main Street in New London. At Tracy Memorial Library, they provide the highest level of service to all library patrons and visitors. Today, we'll hear from Ashley Rowley, the Executive Director of the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce, who will join me here for a wrap on their annual meeting and announcement of this year's business and community winners. We'll get an update on the proposal for a new police facility in Belmont, and we'll close with the first of 3-part series introduced by Hannah Flanders called Food Connects. But first, these messages from a good local business that is making today's show possible. Remember, buying local is an important way to sustain the communities and programmings we all love.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Tracy Memorial Library, and I'm now joined by no stranger to our show here, Ashley Rowley, who's the Executive Director of the Lake Sunapee Chamber.
Here we are again.
Here we are. You just had an exciting annual meeting.
It's kind of wild. It feels like it was yesterday, but it was 2 weeks, I think, ago.
And it's so much planning, I'm sure. Yeah.
It takes a lot. Like, it's the holiday season, and then you kind of go into the immediate change of the calendar, and then it's like, bam, before you know it, it's here.
It must make January go by fast for you.
It does. I mean, which I guess is good, right? Because January is one of those moments.
Yeah.
You know, but it's really great. Our annual meeting and award ceremony is an awesome way to kick off the new year. And to be able to, you know, we give 5 community awards, and we have 2 months basically of nominations where community, from no matter where you are, no matter what walk of life you are, what industry you are, you can nominate anyone.
I love that.
For the work that they've done in 2024.
I love that.
And of course, we know, I mean, numerous times, this show does great work when it kind of features specific businesses and people who do good work in our community. So those nominations come through for about 2 months, and then we wrap that up, and then basically it's selection from there, and we talk about, you know, who's made the impact, who should be recognized this calendar year, and then we get started, and we go into the actual presentation of it, and we invite all of the nominees. I think it's super important when you're nominated that you're kind of celebrated.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard, you know. Of course, you know, nobody wants to be a loser.
Right.
It's such a huge thing.
It is.
When you are nominated, that means somebody from the community took the time to fill out our nomination form to say, I recognize this person or this business or this organization, and they do great work.
Exactly. So let's start with the first one, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie Business of the Year. So this is usually a business that's probably been maybe 5 years and under in the community.
Okay.
And the Bend at Sugar River won this one, which is fantastic. Super awesome location. We had lots of nominations for them because they are serving, you know, a need, right?
Yes.
They're serving, you know, that breakfast, that pastry, that lunch in the Sunapee area, and the team is great, and it's just a really cool new adventure, I think, for all of them to be on together. And the space is beautiful. I mean,
it really is.
If you haven't been there, just the renovation itself, like, it's gorgeous.
And if you can, definitely go back when the patios open out back along the Sugar River. It's amazing.
It is gorgeous.
Oh,
so that's definitely a huge perk and a huge plus. And they were great in the award ceremony too. They brought like a mini champagne bottle. I mean, they committed.
They were ready. Yeah.
They loved it.
Well, good. They deserve to be celebrated.
It was good, yeah.
What about Young Professional?
So Young Professional of the world. Oh my goodness. I just
I was in 2020 and it was just of the year.
I just amplified it. So Young Professional of the Year was Mackenzie Blizzard.
Okay.
So she just opened up Attack from the Back Ski Shop.
Yes.
And really kind of unique and interesting story. So I think our board of directors was completely taken aback by the fact that she was still a student.
Yeah.
And she kind of, you know, pivoted from some medical issues and things like that, but raised over $30,000 just at the Proctor Ski Hill with her logo on merchandise, and all of her proceeds go to charities.
It's amazing.
So it's
if you haven't gone and checked out that store, it's jam-packed in this cute little spot. But I love her story. And she's still in school, so her parents are working during the school day. I think it's perfect. So cute.
It's magic. And she did, I mean, we want to celebrate those young entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
That kind of spirit of, I can do this.
Right.
Like, why can't I do this?
I love that.
And so she was super energetic, and it was funny. She came up to me afterwards and she was like, you know, I was kind of expecting this meeting to be kind of boring. And I was like, Mackenzie, you're not the only one.
And it's a fun one.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. And I ham it up a little too much, but I think that's what keeps it moving.
Yeah.
So she had a blast, and I'm really excited she was the representative there.
What about nonprofit of the year?
So nonprofit of the year was super fun as well. Bark and Brave Farm Animal Sanctuary. So if you do not follow Jen and Ben and the farm on in like Instagram, socials, I mean, goodness gracious, it is hysterical.
It's such a great organization.
The things that they're doing over there. I mean, I think anytime you bring in animals or kids, like there's such a pull of the heartstrings, right? But I do think that the work they're doing is just so, it's just the good of the order, right? Like they're doing so much positive exposure and work on people who are saving these animals from really uncomfortable situations and really terrible conditions. And they're hitting the pavement, and it's so cool.
It's going to be so hard to pick for all the categories, but nonprofit of the year must just take hours to decide,
because how are you things. It's like our community is so nonprofit based.
So that's a wonderful one. Person of the year, business community person of the year,
community member of the year,
Time Magazine person of the year.
Exactly, right? We might as well. We should put her on the magazine. So Donna Gazelle,
so deserving.
So Sunapee is such an interesting community because there are so many people who are so community oriented and focused in that town.
And have lived there forever.
But Donna is, I'd say, the anchor.
I would say so.
No matter what organization she's part of, no matter what initiative she tries to undertake. And she was so mad. She was so mad. She was like, Ashley, who do I have to blame for this? And I was like, Donna, this is well deserved.
So deserved. And she does more than the average person even realizes.
Right. And she's 110%, she will say, till her dying breath, it's a team effort. Like everything we do is a team effort, and it's people like that need the
she does a lot that no one even knows about. So well deserved. And for business of the year,
drum roll. So this is a big one because this year we actually are adding into our regional information guide an article. So it's going to be an article for business of the year, and it's going to be kind of an every year thing.
Love it.
We print that publication each kind of spring, and so it's ready for the summer season. And the New London Inn in the Elms was the recipient this year for business of the year. I think everyone gets a little nervous, right, when a new business comes in or new owners come in, and they have just hit the ground running.
They really
have.
They're
here, they're physically on premises, like they've pivoted in a way that's really kind of stays true to their tradition and their history, but then they've kind of added some cool stuff. I mean, the Marriott Main Bar was such an attraction for people this holiday season, and no matter, you scroll your Facebook feed and it's like, oh, they're there, oh,
constant.
They're there. Oh, it's all the time.
Amazing. I mean, their Christmas spectacular was spectacular, and that is a building kind of like Tracy Memorial Library that is such a staple to New London, and they have done such a great job of modernizing it to the extent that it needs to, but keeping it to
1792. I mean, that's a long history.
A great one. Really quick before I go, I know you have some new board members. Very exciting.
So we have usually our annual meeting. We bring on some board members for the new calendar year. We say goodbye to some, and then we bring on some new ones. So we have 4 new people coming on. We said goodbye to 2, and kind of there's always this transitional phase. So we have Amy Drummond, who's coming on from New London Hospital.
Yes, great one.
So she has taken on kind of that development role, and we're excited to bring her kind of back into the swing of things. She was working on some committee work, which is awesome, and then kind of seeing that transition to board of directors is awesome. And then we have Allison Traeger, who's actually the land use administrator from the town of Sunapee. We're trying to get a little bit more connection to municipalities. So this is kind of our way to start that conversation a little bit more. And she has already been, literally the first meeting she went to, she is hitting it out of the park. So we're really excited about her contribution. Jason Bell from the O'Halloran Group, he has been a longtime resident of the region, and he knows a lot of the ins and the outs, and he's really excited to be able to kind of serve in this capacity. And then our last would be Eric Barnes from Ragged Mountain. We're excited to just keep kind of the outdoor recreation and that tourism element at the helm of what we do. Because it is membership promotion, and we do a lot of things for our local community, but ultimately there is that tourism element, and having those kind of anchor mountains be part of our conversations is important.
No, and especially as they start to just be 365 days a year too. Exactly. They're not just skiing anymore.
Right.
So they benefit from a lot of promotion year round. So that's awesome. I mean, that's a solid board. With
it is pretty
a lot
good.
of other great members you still have.
We sit back. I mean, to be fair, there are some chambers who are like, oh, we've got like 25 board members. I'm like, oh,
no way.
My goodness. My heart just stopped for a second. But it's we have about 15 now, and we're sitting in a good place. We have a couple more who have expressed interest. But we'll see how we shape that up. We can't have any more than 19 based on our bylaws. So
and that's a lot.
Kind of creeping, right? You know, you're like, I don't think I want to go that high.
Yeah, 15's good. What else is happening at the chamber? I know that's kind of a silly question because there's always things happening.
There's always crazy new things. I would really like to, our committees this year are really knocking it out of the park.
Good.
So one of the biggest things, that everybody says is, Ashley, how do you have time for all this stuff? And I don't. I mean, that's the bulk of it, is I just don't.
Yeah.
So Jen is doing great work on our regional information guide, but our committee work is really where a lot of the kind of day-to-day nitty-gritty stuff can happen.
Actually, there's always so much going on at the chamber.
Yes.
I encourage people to follow you on social media, check out the website. We won't even say the S word, which is summer, because I know that's a whole other world. And we'll talk to you about that coming up in the next few months. But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, and thank you to the chamber and its members for enhancing our communities with businesses and activities with being local. When we come back, we'll hear about Wilmot's safety services proposal. But first, please keep watching Your Yankee Chronicle as we hear from another one of the fine businesses that are involved in making this show happen. Please stay with us.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. It seems that this is the time that many of our communities are upgrading their safety services facilities. Let's hear about how and why of Wilmot's proposal.
This is a very, very small police department, and our office is even smaller. We've been in the fire chief's office for 20 years, and thanks to the fire department for letting us use it, but it's time that we now have an actual building. In this case, we're proposing an attachment to the fire department so we can stay close to the fire department. We realized that if we're going to do this, it's going to be something that is going to be here for at least between 20 and 50 years, because in small towns, that's how long buildings usually last. And so we identified on the fire side that they would like to have a bigger meeting room, more parking space, and that the fire chief could get his office back. On our side, we are lacking almost everything. Inadequate space for evidence. We're tripping over each other as we switch people here in a few times. People who needed to be arrested showed up here while they were doing training, and all of a sudden several cruisers showed up. It's about time that we have a place where the people can come and present their issues in privacy and not be in the fire department's business. That's one thing they have identified is it's a good time to have a good conversation about what it is that the town would like going forward for the police department. I think that most people, if you ask them what is in a normal police department, would identify the things that we would need. An entryway that is secure, a place where we can interact with the people, an interview room, a chief's office, some workspace for the sergeant and my administrative assistant, a place to put files, a place to put evidence, a future holding area for a booking room, and some places to put our equipment and cruisers, and some parking. Those are the very few items that we're asking for. The proposal is to put it on a slab without any need for stairs or anything like that. So it's a very simple, straightforward structure that we're going to hopefully attach to the fire station. March 5th, we have another public presentation about this just before the selectmen's meeting at the town office. Everybody's welcome to come look at our plans, the design, the layout. I'm happy to answer any questions that people bring up. And if people wish to email me or give me a call, or if you happen to see me in town, ask me any questions. I'm happy to talk about this.
When we come back, Hannah Flanders from the Kearsarge Food Hub will introduce the first in a series of new videos about local food production. But first, these words from another one of our underwriters. You could help sustain our efforts by becoming one. To find out how, email us at info@ycnnow.com.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host. The Kearsarge Food Hub is on a mission to reinvigorate our community within a restorative local food system through cultivating food sovereignty, growing engaged learners, and nurturing community. Hannah Flanders now introduces us to the first in a series of videos to educate us about this mission. Hi, Hannah.
Okay, Hannah Flanders here. We are at Sweet Beet Market and Cafe. You might know the Market and Cafe for our delicious products, but we are part of the Kearsarge Food Hub. We are a nonprofit food hub serving the greater Kearsarge region for the past nearly 10 years, if you can believe it, starting as a little farm stand down the street. As a nonprofit food hub, some of our work includes lifting up other organizations throughout the region, New Hampshire, Vermont, and the surrounding area that are doing similar work to us, building bridges between farmers and food producers in our region and consumers, people who eat food, which is all of us. And that work is super important. And that is the focal point of our annual event called Love Local, Meet Your Farmers and Makers. And this year, 2024, or last year, depending on when you're watching this, we focused on these nonprofit food hubs working in the middle of the food supply chain to help support farmers with fair prices and selling their products, marketing their products, while also supporting consumers on the other end of that food supply chain, helping products to be available, to be affordable. And this work is done in many interesting, innovative, and creative ways. And that is what the videos and stories of Love Local are all about. So Food Connects is a food hub working out of Brattleboro, Vermont, that we've been working with here at Sweet Beet and the Kearsarge Food Hub basically since day one of running the farm stand. And what Food Connects does is works all along the Connecticut River Valley between New Hampshire and Vermont and Massachusetts, aggregating products from farmers and producers and then distributing them to retail stores, institutions, schools, and things like that. And they play a really important role of moving food throughout our region.
My name is Richard Burkfield, and here we are at the Food Connects International Headquarters in Brattleboro, Vermont. I am the founder and executive director.
My name is McKenna. I am the director of the Food Hub program, which is one of the programs under the umbrella of Food Connects, a nonprofit. Our vision is healthy families, thriving farms, and connected communities. And when I think about the distribution work of the Food Hub, those trucks are moving food through the community from the farm to the families and just really connecting all of that, hence the name Food Connects, right?
So the founding story of the Food Hub is a group of students were wondering why the elementary school was not buying apples from the orchard a mile up the road.
Like the first delivery was a case of apples in the back of a Subaru, classic, right? They couldn't do it through the distribution networks that the school could purchase through. And so someone just was like, fine, we'll do it ourselves. I mean, of course, many things happened in many different ways to get us where we are today, but that really was the first delivery of the Food Hub.
You know, now we've got half a dozen trucks and 17,000 square foot warehouse.
So 6 years ago, we did $400,000 worth of sales. This year, we're budgeting about $4 million worth of sales. When the food system was incentivized to go big, we lost a lot of those middle actors. And it's not just distribution, it's all across the board. Like the middle of the food system is kind of missing, and we're slowly trying to rebuild that. I don't necessarily know that every hyper-local community having its own food hub is also the answer. Like I think the regional relationships are really, really important. We want hyper-local and we want regional systems.
We heard from a lot of local food producers that they wanted access to new markets and that we needed trucking to be able to do that. We needed some cold storage. We needed staff people for sales. At the same time, we heard from schools and hospitals and retail stores that they wanted to access more local and regionally grown food, but it wasn't necessarily easily available through existing distribution routes. So it feels like we're really filling in a lot of gaps within central rural New England.
And it's tough though. It's tough work. Distribution's hard work.
It really is a challenge. We put ourselves in the middle of a farmer who wants to get as much as they can for their products and a customer who wants to pay as little as possible for their products. We feel the push and pull on both sides.
And I wish more people knew how hard some of this stuff was. Not only are you driving the trucks, not only are you carrying lots of heavy stuff and using equipment, you also are the point of contact with the customer. So like you're also giving customer service to every person you interact with. Like trucks break, right? Like reefer units break on trucks. It's hard with the weather, like snowstorms, mud season, much more weather events related to climate change happening. The nonprofit model definitely does help us succeed. It allows us to offer services that we might not be able to offer if this was purely on a for-profit basis.
For us, the importance is supporting producers and getting products into new markets. That requires us to spend a lot of time building relationships with producers on one hand and supporting them and getting ready to sell into wholesale markets, and then also ensuring that there are lucrative markets for them.
It allows us to spend more time providing technical assistance to a vendor wanting to enter the wholesale market. It allows us to maybe go to a customer that's not necessarily profitable on the route, but like we want to get to that customer. It allows us to do things differently, more creatively. More money stays in the community, more money goes back to the grower. Our deciding factor is not how much of a profit are we making on this transaction or relationship. It's like how many people are we helping? How are we starting to strengthen the system?
And food is a very low profit business to begin with. And so the support that we can get goes directly to support the farmers and the producers and at the end of the day, the end users and customers. What really drives me to do this work is I see these positive interventions within the food system as benefiting many of the issues and concerns that I have about our communities and our planet. You know, the more we can eat regional food, the better it is for our rural economies, dramatically decreasing our carbon emissions, social benefits of eating fresher and better food, also a lot of value for our education system when kids are eating better foods in schools, and all around just seeing this as the right thing to do for our communities.
What we do, the decisions we make every day, where we buy our food from, it really matters. I hear that a lot, that it's like, what am I to do? I'm just one person. But like, if you multiply that across thousands of people, like what power we have to make change in this system. Richard actually always says this, don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. And it's like, cool, like you can't buy everything local, but buy what you can. Yeah, you've got to go get this from the big store, but you can get that from the small store. Like, that's great.
If everybody in New England spent $10 more a week on local food, that's a big number, and that will actually have a big impact on our regional food system.
Yeah, love local means so many things. To me, it kind of is more of a remembering. We are integrating old systems with new technology, new ways of thinking, but like we're also just remembering the way people used to do things before, and it's like we can mix these two things together. Love local is remembering. That's right.
And you can learn more about our work at the Kearsarge Food Hub and find these videos at kearsargefoodhub.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We continue this local food and regional food system education through those channels all year long. So I really hope that you tune in and join us.
Thank you, Hannah, and to the Kearsarge Food Hub's efforts to maintain a local source of good and sustainable foods. Next week, we'll step aside for the monthly edition of Cougar Chronicle as we learn about technical education at the high school, para-educators, integrating old school into new school, and close with Ask the Superintendent about how to learn and get involved with the budgeting process. Join us again in 2 weeks at the same time as Ben Cody, the Library Youth Services Manager, will give us a rundown on their activities and services. Elizabeth Harper from the Lake Sunapee Protective Association will give us a rundown of the kid-centric activities available at the LSPA. Hannah Flanders will introduce us to the second of 3 videos, this one about New England's Fishermen's Alliance. And we'll close with Deborah Bacon, an artist whose work now hangs at Blue Loom Bakery in New London as part of the Center for the Arts Micro Gallery program. Tune into our Game of the Week as YCN is in tournament season. Replays are every Sunday and Monday at noon and 7 p.m. anytime on demand at ycnnow.com. Check the schedule at ycnnow.com for the most up-to-date information on games, Cougar Chronicle, Yankee Chronicle, and specials. We'll see you back here again in 2 weeks with an all-new edition of Yankee Chronicle, your who, what, where, and when show of the Lake Sunapee region. I'm Abby Peel. Enjoy our winter, everyone.